Hello again. Now you join us here for part 8 of this campaign. So in this video we are going to be going into the Necrons base of operations and trying to take them out. So we'll see who's going to do what. They're going to fail, and then are they going to do anything? No, they're not. Oh, they're going to come for me here. That was the one that we built against the Chaos, so we'll have a defensive battle here. Which, oh, we've even got all of these guys here. So what we'll do is we'll get them up to here. And then I'll try to... I did not. I wasn't that smart. Just build one of these up here. Let's do all that. So obviously we're going to have two Necron armies that are going to come in, kick our little bums, so... Yeah. Put that one on there. Now, could we feasibly just wander all these guys down to the base and take it out? Yes. Are we going to chance that? No. What we'll do is we'll get these in. Obviously we've got plenty of money coming in. Here we go. We'll let them exhaust themselves. Oh, some pariahs. Some Necron warriors. Yeah, you don't need to be there. You don't need to be there. So, these guys, the Necrons, are an ancient race that were called the Necron tier. They were basically there at what you might consider the beginning of the universe. It was between them and another race called the Old Ones. Now, the Old Ones are also what many believe is the Eldar gods as well, or created Eldar gods, because the Old Ones are responsible for the creation of the Eldar and, ironically enough, for the creation of the Orcs. They are the reason that they both exist. So the Necrons were very jealous of the Old Ones because the Necrons lived for, say, a standard human 40 years. They didn't last very long. They had very cancerous and tumorous bodies. They couldn't survive. So they made a deal with what were known as the Star Gods. These same Star Gods then basically double-crossed them, or more, the Necrons double-crossed Star Gods and then imprisoned them instead, and wondered why the Star Gods weren't quite so happy with that. But basically what they were tricked into was to thinking that they were going to go through these portals and they were going to become long-lived creatures much like the Old Ones, not realizing that they were getting bamboozled and they would become long-lived, yes, but they would be encased in these metallic bodies forever. So that then means that they will live a long time, but they're in these necrodermis, that's the name of the metal that they're made out of, bodies. So that's why they are able to regenerate, that's why they don't necessarily die. They can also, these guys can teleport to any building. As you've seen there, obviously he can teleport, he could do that where he could phase out of this reality. That's a pain. So all these things, and those pariahs that I had said been interested in, so him there. And the lore has changed a couple of times. So They are essentially a newer edition where those are humans that have been assimilated and become like Necrons, not fully Necrons, but like them. Ironically enough, the Necrons as a race didn't even start out as a race. They started out as chaos robots way back in like the 1990s, 1980s. They were a sub part of the Chaos faction. So there's a little bit of trivia for you. And then, I don't know if it was popularity or whatever it was, but they then became their own entity, their own army. And obviously as the years went on, they've got more lore added to them. But yeah, Necrons are kind of interesting, but also in this game there's not so much, but the board game that these games are obviously based off of, which is Warhammer 40k, it does indeed make the whole concept of reanimation an utter nightmare, because the squad caps that you see in this game are different from what they are in the board game. So Terminators, you can get either a squad of 5 or you can up it to a squad of 10 or anything in between. Same with your Assault Terminators, but they're all Terminators. Space Marines, you can get up to 10 instead of the 9 that you get in this. Obviously, Assault Marines, you can get them up to 10 as well. Mostly everything's 10s. Chaos Space Marines can be 20, which is terrifying. But Necron Warriors can be 20. Now, when you kill a group of Necron Warriors, you run the risk of, if you leave any of them alive, that then means that they could possibly recoup from that. So they could very possibly be able to turn around and just go, alright, cool, sweet, and then just get back like six of those. Say you've killed 14, they could get 6 of them right back, which is horrible. I get the feeling they're not up here. Ah, that's a horrible one. So that beam, as a Yorkshireman who likes to do casts of these games, likes to say is the John Cena beam. So that is Mr. Landshark that I'm referencing there, because his content I do enjoy as well. So I would definitely suggest that if you like watching play-by-plays of actual games being played on multiplayer, I would advise you go and watch his content, because that's what his content is. It's all casts of battles. Right, let's get these guys going down this way. But yes, sorry if that's a little bit of a lower dump on yous there, but if it's of interest to yous, then there you have it. Also a little bit of promotion for Mr. Landshark. You'll see with him what I've said about a good number of videos ago now, where there is still a lively, obviously there's a lively modding community which has kept the games alive, and he does games of vanilla, unification, ultimate apocalypse, and sometimes crucible mod, but to be honest I've not watched in a little while because I'm trying to build up my own. But I would certainly recommend his work to you guys if any of you have found any of this at all interesting. that's the thing as well. Their builder scarabs could be real. Oh no, because they could be real quick at getting their HQ's buildings up. Right, so that's also gave us one more defense. So thank you. And without further ado, we're going to attack here, so we can basically get a bit of everything. And we could choose between either the shooty dreadnought or the punchy dreadnought. We don't have a lot of, well, I suppose we've got him as close combat. Now we'll get the shooty. So what I will do in this one is a difference, is I will actually read out the sorry, I will read out what is written on the screen. I have been not talking through it to let the narrator do it, but obviously with the settings I've currently got, it is actually quieter and it doesn't actually sound as loud. So I've noticed on some things, if it's on a television, it doesn't come through quite as loud. So I will read it and then just play it. So I shall be talking over the narrator this time. So, the full extent of the Necron presence on Kronus did not become clear until those opposing them launched raids into the catacombs under the Thuribis Plateau. The first Necron massacres on the planet had occurred there, and their enemies expected to find some sort of alien bastion. Instead, they found an entryway into the underworld. Garbled reports from the doomed scouts sent into the cavernous passageways revealed a network of catacombs honeycombing the entire plateau. Some of these now stood hollowed out, while others served as staging grounds for Necron forces. Worst of all, however, were the deeper tunnels, where row upon row of Necrons still stood, slowly waking to join their lord's global genocide. The attackers settled on a dangerous gambit. A strike force would enter the catacombs and plant a massive explosive device deep in the main cavern. An explosion there would collapse the entire network, crushing or sealing off the legions of still dormant Necrons and shattering those already risen. It remained to be seen if anyone could deliver this device, much less escape in time to continue the fight across Kronus. And obviously I'll let the voice actors do their bit here.
Fall back and regroup!
Tranquility of death. I was like you once, clinging to life and blind to the truth. When I uncovered the truth, I too shuddered and paled with fear. Deep in these catacombs, I was remade. Here, my brethren slumbered for eons, while the living grew like weeds. My lord knew this day would come. He had plans for us all. We would purge this world once more. So come, poor victims of life. We will grant you tranquility in these crypts. Kronus will be a tomb world once more.
Now, as I spoke about star gods, that's one of them. It's called a Shard of the Nightbringer.
Captain, the Tech Marines report that the plasma bomb is ready.
Thank you, brother. We must now deliver it into the belly of these alien catacombs and bring the sky crashing down upon these Necrons.
Though it may cost our lives, we will not fail. Yes, my lord.
We fail, if we give our lives needlessly, brother. To die in the chapter's service is praiseworthy, but not if it leaves us without the means to fight the battles to come.
Your leadership is our most valuable resource, Captain. You, above all, must survive to continue the campaign.
And so I will shall be, my brother.
The Emperor's finest reporting.
Space Marines attack! Walk softly and carry a big gun.
So to make this a little bit easier for us, he can't die in this mission either.
Yes, most beneficent one. Build routine 721 initiated.
And this obviously makes it so much nicer because now we've got these tomb spiders that can be activated at any point within our base. Makes it just a delight.
Here to serve. Build routine 721 initiated.
By the Emperor it shall be so. None can withstand our fate. By the Emperor it shall be so.
Captain, our sensors are picking up unknown energy readings from these points.
We'll have to find out what's there. I don't want any surprises on the way out, Sergeant.
Yeah, they're not nice.
Fire! Yes, my lord.
You're just a little bit too far away.
By the Emperor it shall be
Because he's
so.
going to die. Oh.
You have penetrated but the very surface of our catacombs. More and more of us rise from the depths with every passing moment.
It's a bit you have to keep in mind about this battle as well. It's all underground.
Shall be so.
Build routine 721 initiated.
Right, let's get some Space Marines. Put them over here. So basically we're going to leave our honor guard back here so that he doesn't die. He's almost died, which is less than handy.
Faith is our shield.
Actually no, we'll give you a missile launcher so that if any of these tomb spiders activate, you're there to deal with it.
Marine squad deployed. Fear denies faith. Marine squad deployed.
Sweet. Alright.
Orders received.
There we go. No, that one, this one. You join there. Get one of you. We'll get the research to get more guns. Right, now we're going to get heavy bolters because they're quite good at dealing with Necrons. Basically this entire battle takes place underground. So this is the entryway we've come into here and then broke out into what is essentially a tomb. So Necron worlds are called tomb worlds for a very basic reason. When the Necrons had what they considered won, they went into a slumber. They've been in a stasis for over 60 million years. And it's only with humanity that's been trampling over some of their planets that they've taken over and they've decided is now theirs, that the Necrons have started to wake up and be the tiniest bit cranky about the fact that these insects, or these beings that were barely insects when they last seen them, have now decided that they think this is their planet. And that the empire they built is now somehow this race of monkeys' domain. So they take offence to that. And this is where it's going to be horrible, because I'm pretty sure there's that there, and they're all going to come back. I knew that was going to happen.
It must be some form of weapon. Destroy it before they can target our men.
We are deathless interlopers. Under the shadow of the beacon of unlife, the fallen rise again.
Yeah, so we've got all of these beacons that are over the place. They're not a mechanic when we play as the Necrons, because of course they wouldn't be. But they all have different abilities that they grant. Let's get him in as well, just to try and help us. Because we do not have the weapon that we require for that.
Yes, my lord. Charge.
We'll come down here so we can take over this strategic point, because we want as many of these points as we can get.
Marine squad deployed. At your command. Under fire. Charge. Fate is our shield. What is your order?
Yes, most
Right.
beneficent one.
Well, we get some.
Build routine 721.
'Cause the thing is as well, we can't let him die, but he has to get from this corner to that corner. And there's quite the path you have to go down.
For the Emperor!
Which is why, as a Space Marines, you wait until you get the Land Raider, and then you basically just cart him down in that.
Yes, Lord.
We stand ready. Direct us to the enemy.
I am the instrument of his will.
Here to serve.
Fate is our shield.
Last missile there, a gun, another gun. And we need 2 more guys. What we could do.
I still serve.
Excuse me. He's only just a wee bit faster than them, so he barely makes it.
Yes, most beneficent one.
Yeah, dirty bugger that you are.
Build
There we
routine
go.
721 initiated.
Come on, you can squeeze through all of these big burly men. Do I want them? Let me get some missile launchers at the back here, because we're gonna need them. Once we get a gun on that, at least, then we know we can still have some defence from Tunnel 1 and Tunnel 2. Because that's the thing you're always having to fight against, is the fact that they might just decide to pop out for you. I can't remember if you can start using some of their tunnels. I think you can. I'd be lying if I told you I remembered.
Even in death, I still serve.
We'll go over to there, because I'm pretty sure there's another one over that way.
What is your will? Yes, most beneficent one? Yes, Lord.
Let's get a couple of turrets here as well, just as a...
13721 initiated.
And also these flayed ones look a bit spooky. That's because they are some of the gruesome parts of this hobby. So flayed ones have got what's known as the flare curse. So obviously these are all in metallic bodies, and because they've been in stasis for so long, their mind has... I mean, you have a mind that's been inactive for 60 million years. Some of them are now going to be quite right after all of it. So the flare curse is where they...
The catacombs seem devoid of Necron defenders.
Aye.
If we can find a second access point, perhaps we can use them to our advantage.
They believe so strongly that they have skin still, that they are still of flesh, that they will wear it, and that's exactly what it sounds like. So in their metal bodies, the metal that they're made out of, called necrodermis, is like a soft metal, so it can form to... obviously because it can be deformed and then it can reform again. The claws that you see is actually just part of their skeleton that's just reformed into claws. That's honestly, it's fucked. But that's they become obviously victims to the flare curse. I'm sure it's called the flare curse, and they just wear skins. There's just no better way of explaining it. Unfortunately, it's as dark as it sounds. But yeah. But there's two of them that they can have at current, the way that the lore is currently. There's two ways that if they do go mad, that they do.
Destroy it.
Darkness veils your eyes and dulls your senses. Before the beacon of the deceiver, we are like deadly shadows, hidden from your sight.
But yes, yes, there's two. So you've obviously got the flare curse. There's also the destroyer curse. So I don't know when we're going to see one of those, but would you please come over here so I can see this damn stuff? There we go. And we'll come up here. You're just obviously willing to just die because your pathing won't let you be intelligent. And you've lost your skull probe. What an arsehole. Yeah, so you get the destroyer curse or you get the flare curse. The destroyer curse is just as it sounds, they just want to destroy everything. They don't really care which can make them a bit harder to control
Yes, Lord.
from a commander's standpoint.
Yes, most beneficent one. I await your instructions.
And obviously in like the Games Workshop lore, the only one that can really that has any sentience, at least when this game came out, it wasn't even an Necron Lord. As you saw, he never spoke. It was actually a pariah. Now, in this game, the pariah that's speaking is actually an archaeologist. It's the archaeologist that found this, obviously, catacomb. Didn't go well for him, but it was him that had found it, so it's him that's obviously been remade as a pariah. Can we all get up here, please?
Squad broken! Heresy flows from Idols. Under fire!
For the love of Christ, would you just get up there? Oh, for fuck's sake. So, yeah, but what it was before was that
Another access to the emptied catacombs.
only he could speak. However, recently it's came about that the lords would usually be the ones that can still speak and obviously tell you, speak to other commanders, things like that. In fact, in the lore currently, there is the main Necron boss is actually very, very fascinated with one of the Space Marine chapters called the Blood Angels. He's very, very fascinated with
Yes,
their Primarch Sanguinius. He's got the greatest respect for him, and he actually has a death mask of Sanguinius, and he means it with the greatest of respects. But he's also got the coolest name and the most ironic after what I've just said. He's called the Silent King. That's because that's what he is. He does not speak to anyone. He has people that speak for him. So considering I just spoke about, yeah, it's anything to make me look like an arse, isn't it? But yeah, so he's got the greatest respect for Sanguinius, and obviously the Blood Angels, which are his original legion and now obviously chapter. If you want to know more about Sanguinius, or if you want to have it spoiled for you, he ain't alive. The fact he's got a death mask, should have maybe gave that away. Yeah, there's a thing called the Horus Heresy. Lots of stuff happened. There's a lot to go into there. There will be channels that do that stuff. This isn't that one though. We are simply a play the game kind of channel at the moment. Because, to be honest, so many people have done the same kind of stuff. I mean, they've done this before, but this is, everyone's playstyle is different. The way people play the game changes. The lore has not changed for a little bit now. It'll just be the same stuff repeated, and I don't see the point in boring you with it.
Heresy flows from Idols. Under fire!
these squads are annoying me. Just the tiniest wee bit. Barely noticeable. You'd hardly know it was really annoying me. That they're just kind of standing about going, oh, here, look in that direction. Really? Did I really manage to get all the missile launchers to... I fucking did, too. You are not doing too well up against him.
Into serve. Build routine 721 initiated.
And
At your command.
of course you... Oh, you've actually got your guys. You've actually just run out of guns.
For the Emperor.
I'll let this one get built up because I don't really think the Necrons are going to care too particularly much about me having this. What we could... What we'll do is we'll bring...
Direct us to the
Use down here. Use all together. And then use will go towards this point. Use can also walk down there. Is there any more research? I can make them a little bit better. Can get grenades. Can make everyone a little bit more tanky. Maybe get the librarian. Oh, fighty fighty. There's a team spider.
At last, back to war, your will.
Righty.
Confirmed. Build routine
Let's
721
build that.
initiated.
Then we'll get used to head down this way too. See if there's anything on the road. Probably will be. 'Cause there's always something on the road.
under fire.
Two energy cores right next to each other.
Brothers, destroy these Xeno abominations
Oh, aye.
before they rise to attack us.
So, see our Land Raider that we get, that's like our big powerhouse. That's what that is. That's their powerhouse unit. Because once it comes back to full functionality, it gets a big crystal there. That's a gun. There's a gun on the other side, and that's a big ass gun up there. So, yes, we don't want to let them have more power than they really need. Right, that's getting built. That's right, we're going to get more cap. Screw it, let's get them
By
to.
the Emperor it shall be so.
Do.
Under fire.
So imagine that, but about 3 times as powerful, is in a crystal at the top here.
The enemy fights back. Under fire. Awaiting orders.
Why should you go for the plasma gunners? That would help. Yeah, that wasn't going to be a fair contest. Sorry. Not sorry. Now, these have a pain in the arse ability too, because see, if they hit something, it actually reduces the maximum health as well. Which is quite a nifty ability sometimes.
We go to spread his word.
Right, I'm going to put yous all together because you act as a good honour guard, and I'm already going to do cheese to do this, to get him in.
I await your instructions.
None shall survive.
Get used to head down there. You can just chill out down here for a wee bit.
Under fire.
And let's get all of you gentlemen moving down there.
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
If you've watched me long enough, you can probably see where this cheese is going.
Under fire. Under fire.
You can see as well, we've got 24 in manpower. So see what I mean? The maximum health is actually being... Oh wait, is that getting increased? I wasn't even paying attention. I thought that was getting increased there. That makes no sense. The way I was led to understand it was that as they hit your units, be they buildings or be they buildings or vehicles, then it reduced the maximum health. That does not appear to be what was happening there.
Another Necron artifact. Destroy it.
Time itself bends to the will of the Catan, fools. Come before the chronometron beacon and be frozen into the stillness of death. Yes. Squad morale. Restored.
Unfortunately for you, I've got a Land Raider that's just going to blow it up from a distance. And you can, buddy.
Another Necron artifact. Destroy it.
All machines serve the Catan in the end. Bring your vehicles before the beacon of the Void Dragon and watch as they turn against you.
Excellent. Another access to the emptied catacombs. We can move troops through here with ease.
Under fire. What's your order? Charge.
Now there are theories abound that this void dragon that they speak of in relation to one of the star gods of the Necrons is that possibly the machine god that the Mechanicum worships. No one's got quite a concrete answer on that one. So no, another one. Oh no, I've got them all. Alright. I don't even know if... I can't remember if there's anything even up here. But what we'll do is we'll capture that, then we'll move up, capture that. Does that one? Yeah. I suppose we could capture that, then get up to here, and then cheese it, drop that there. Then we've got a Land Raider, and then we'll just move the Land Raider all the way back home. Like I said, we're cheesing it.
Land Raider armored transport here.
Under fire.
So, these are destroyers. These are Necrons that have taken over, or been taken over, and wish to just destroy things. Very simple, I know, but that's essentially what that boils down to.
Here to serve. Build routine 721 initiated.
You know what, screw it. We'll not play a bit with capturing points, we don't need to. We'll just move into... There we go! Look at that big cool thing. That thing's cool as hell. Oh. But yeah, that's their relic unit, as it were. Every race has got a relic unit like this. For the Chaos Space Marines you saw, it was the Bloodthirster. For the Orcs that you saw in the first game, and in this game for a tiny little bit, was the Squiggoth. The Eldars is the Avatar of Cain. Imperial Guard I'll let you see because it's so much cooler. Me telling you it's not going to be half as cool as actually seeing the thing. Ah, and there's a Lord Destroyer. So that's a Necron Lord which has taken over a skimmer body. It's a heavy destroyer, it's just an anti-vehicle variant of the destroyer. Necron Lord, the Lord Destroyer, has a nifty wee ability where he could literally just steal one of these. I don't think he could steal the Land Raider, but he can steal a Predator if he wanted. And that's horrible. So as it looks, this is the Nightbringer, Bringer of Night, Death. It's a bit on the nose, but that's what this is based around. He is functionally unkillable because it's an ability for the Necron Lord where he has a shard of the Nightbringer in him, and he can obviously become a personification, as it says, the essence of the Nightbringer, because it can't become the Nightbringer is a god. And it is a limited time, so there you go. He comes back to the Necron Lord of Kronus, and he is about to get mulched. Alright, and then what we'll do is... ka-chunk, ka-chunk. Wherever has... So now he has this nifty little button.
Brothers, the plasma bomb is planted. We make for the surface. Under fire.
So he must get away. Everything else is secondary.
We stand ready.
We'll try and get them out, but it doesn't make any difference to the mission.
Charge. Under fire.
That's why we have a Land Raider to do that, because it can tank quite a lot of that stuff.
Under fire.
Because that'll blow up soon enough.
Under fire. Faith is our shield. What's your order? What's your order? What's your order? Awaiting orders. Yes, my lord.
This is kind of essentially what would be a Space Marine rearguard action. To let him get out, they'll distract, essentially. That thing.
Ever vigilant. At your command.
Well, they try to leave, of course, because Space Marines are valuable commodities. They're not easy to make. And we have to try to redeem them if we can.
Faith is our shield. Under fire. Ever vigilant. Under fire. Charge. What's your order? Fear denies faith. We stand ready.
I'm actually kind of wondering if that'll be able to get all the way through.
Charge.
It looks like it's gonna.
This is where I leave you.
And like that, we're going to blow up these catacombs. And it makes it look as if we ever actually used whirlwinds.
Bring them back, my lord. The living are escaping. My lord, the living have...
The final assault against
So,
the Necrons
victory
of the
over
Necrons
death.
of the Abyss Plateau became the thing of legend among the Blood Ravens. Descending into that sepulchral underworld, the Battle Brothers must have felt cut off from the Emperor's light altogether. Nevertheless, they fought with all the courage and steel of the Imperium's finest, bringing holy fire to the enemies of all life. Those brothers who emerged from that charnel underworld marked their armors with a small elongated skull, emblematic of their fallen Necron foes. The chapter's second company, which contributed most of the forces sent into Thur Abyss, would add the Necron skull to its heraldry and adopt the motto, Victory over Death.
So, I don't know if you've heard him speaking there, but I'll give a quick run over again. Victory over death. The final assault against the Necrons in the catacombs under the Thurabis Plateau became the thing of legend among the Blood Ravens. Descending into that sepulchral underworld, the Battle Brothers must have felt cut off from the Emperor's light altogether. Nevertheless, they fought with all the courage and steel of the Imperium's finest, bringing holy fire to the enemies of all life. Those brothers who emerged from that charnel underworld marked their armours with a small elongated skull, emblematic of their fallen Necron foes. The chapter's second company, which contributed most of the forces sent into Thurbis, would add the Necron skull to its heraldry and adopt the motto of victory over death. So what it means by their heraldry would be they would have a banner. It would probably have like a Necron skull motif somewhere on the banner as part of their heraldic victory over them. And with that, we've got rid of the Necrons. And then my thorn in my side in this place is gone. However, that does mean that more than likely he is going to attack it. So let's see what he does. Oh, he didn't do it. Didn't do what I thought he would. The Vandemar Mountains. I would get another one of my first company veterans. I could get a land speeder. I don't know. I mean, the next video that we do is going to be 1, 2, 3. Oh god, I'm going to have to do a lot more than just that. If I'm going to try and give you another right, so what we'll do is in the next video we're going to be getting 1, 2 and 3, and then the fourth one we will actually be jumping over here to take this one. We'll have our first fight with the Imperial Guard as long as they don't attack us anywhere else. Then excuse me. In the following video we'll just try and quickly mop up the Imperial Guard in this one and take them out, which should just leave us with 1, 2, 3 and then the Chaos. I don't know, because that's a lot of steps, and all I'm getting is a land speeder, Rucker first company veteran, whereas opposed to that, spaceport don't care about, industrial production don't care about, and another first company veteran don't care about. Whereas I could kill him, I would get another veteran or submarine, that wouldn't be too bad, go over, beat his ass, and then take out his settlement, or I could come over, get Fury, get that one. That basically means that he's chucked back into his base, he's chucked back over to here, and then I just can take him at my leisure and then him at my leisure. Aye, we'll do that. We'll attack the Imperial Guard next turn. Watch me forget that and then not do it next time. Anyway, if you've made it this far and you've got through all of my rambling in this video, I do thank you. Hopefully you have been enjoying this, and I hope to see you following this. Good night.